Hey everyone, hope you're having an amazing day. It's Mark Wiens. I'm in Laem Sak, which is a community in the southern Thailand province of Krabi that is known for lobsters, fish, and seaweed. And so today we're gonna take a boat out. We're gonna see the community where they raise amazing fresh seafood. We're gonna get our own seafood, and then we're gonna go back to the community center where they're gonna prepare for us the seafood that we get, a full seafood feast, and I'm gonna share this entire experience with you in this video. So the first thing, we're getting ready to take the boat right now and we're on our way. And welcome, and the Laem Sak Community. It's a cape that goes into the Phang Nga Bay, which is I think it's one of the most beautiful areas in Thailand. The amazing karst mountain peaks, the calm lagoons and water, forests. It's just spectacular scenery. So immediately this morning we are taking a boat out to see where they farm lobsters and fish. All right, here we go. I can't wait to see the lobsters especially, but also the fish. I know that they have blakapong and blakao. Blakapong is barramundi, and grouper. Grouper is one of the best. There are few things better in life than going on a boat to get fresh seafood from the ocean, from the sea, and then cooking it up to eat later. And now we're just coming up on this incredibly beautiful cove, surrounded again by mountains, islands, and there's like a whole little seafood village, floating village. There's gonna be seaweed, there's gonna be lobsters, there's gonna be fish. Yeah, there's a duck too. I'm sure he eats well. Welcome to this floating seafood village island. Oh, horseshoe crabs. I see them swimming right there, but you gotta be careful where you step. It's just a series of wooden planks and little walkways that go from net to net, or you could be in the net, so just be careful where you step. And right as we arrived, another uncle, a fisherman, just came back, parked his boat here, and he got a couple crabs that he's just tying up. Oh, he got a lobster too. I think that one must be a wild lobster. Small, but that looks amazing. Bakao muk. Bakao muk. 7 โลก็ได้ครับ ครับได้นะ So, okay, so we're actually, it's kind of like a trip to the seafood market. We were just talking to Uncle, and he is telling us what he has on stock right now, including a 7-kilo type of grouper. Lobsters are just small, so we might focus on the grouper today. But definitely we'll get some small lobsters, we'll get some seaweed, and that grouper, which I think is in this. Bakao Uni, it's right down there. They have warned me about a big splash coming, so we'll see. I'm excited. He's about to go in. Okay, they got it out. That is a huge grouper. Wow, and it's a certain type of grouper. They said bakamuk. I'm not totally sure what it is in English, but it's a huge, meaty grouper. Okay, so we got the grouper. We're now moving to the other side to get some lobsters. And they said the lobsters are not that big, just 200, 300 grams per lobster. Oh, there's a duck. I think seaweed is one of the most amazing. It's a superfood, both with vitamins and health and minerals, but just the way that it rapidly grows, and farming in the ocean. He said just after 2 months, it grows to that size. It's ready. You can see those little grape-like clusters, and they just pop with like a salty seawater flavor to them. They're so good. That's so cool to see. That's an entire tray of the seaweed. What a food. I'm taking every step with caution on these planks, as they're pretty wobbly, but they could sprint on these through the planks, from tank to tank. You gotta really be careful, or you'll definitely end up with the fish, with the seafood, with the seaweed. That is a superfood, that is sustainable. I am as excited about the seaweed as I am about the fish and lobster. And over on the other side, Uncle already has some of the harvested seaweed, but it's still floating, it's still in water to keep it fresh, in salt water to keep it fresh, so he's just grabbing some, cleaning it out, and then rinsing it in the sea. I gotta taste this fresh seaweed on spot, but make sure you wash it with fresh water to get, otherwise it's extremely salty. Oh yeah. Oh, that flavor. That seawater, salty flavor, that crunch, they pop in your mouth. Kind of like little segments of orange or like little caviar, but kind of sticky, kind of gooey. Oh, it's delicious. So much flavor packed into these seaweed grapes. Now Uncle, so everything here, he prepares the fish too, cuts it into pieces, so he's gonna scale the fish and cut it into pieces here. But that is a hugely meaty fish, and now that he holds it up, now that he holds it up, you can see that the fish, the grouper, it's almost like a tiger grouper. It almost has tiger skin with stripes, a yellow color. I'm not sure what exactly the English variety of grouper this is, but that's a beautiful fish. And he's just preparing it. He's gonna skin it, he's gonna cut it into pieces so we can take it back, the fresh fish back to cook it. So now he's slicing off the fillets from either side. That is a huge fillet. There's so much meat. And in total it weighed 6.5 kilos. I think that's the collar. That's the collar that he's chopping up, and when he says that that's sutyat, you know that means like awesomely good. You know it's good. But he said it's like meat. Yeah. Wow. That collar. That is going to be tasty. Fish is ready. สุดยอดมาก ขอบคุณมากครับบ้างครับ ขอบคุณมากๆครับ สวัสดีครับ Yeah, this place is awesome. A fisherman, floating seafood, just paradise. And we are on our way back to the coast, back to the community where they're gonna cook. And actually the original plan was to more focus on the lobster, but we didn't know what we'd get. So it's taken a shift. We're now focusing on the grouper, and they're gonna make a variety of different dishes from the grouper, from the different parts of the grouper that he cut up, that he chopped up, as well as the lobster, as well as the seafood. But we're getting ready for a fish feast. ขอบคุณครับ ขอบคุณครับ End of the Cape, and actually I think over there, that's where you can see, that's where we went in the boat to get the seafood. But at the end of the Cape there's a community center, there's a whole community, there's a village here. They have a hotel, they have a kitchen. I'm not sure if it's actually a restaurant or part of the community center, but this is where they're gonna cook, and this is where we're gonna eat. It's a beautiful place though, on the end of the Cape. The water is so calm. The scenery is spectacular. บางครับทำเมนูอะไรครับกุ้งนึ่งแล้วก็กับปลาลวกจิ้มแล้วก็แกงปลานี่จะมีเนื้อปลาลวกจิ้มแล้วก็มีแกงส้มปลาแล้วก็ปลาทอด They're gonna make 3 dishes with the fish. One is called luak jim, which is just a blanched fish. That's like, you need really fresh fish for that, and then served with the seafood sauce. Number 2 is a keng som bla, which is a sour curry turmeric, one of the ultimate dishes of southern Thailand. And number 3 is bata, just fried fish. So 3 different dishes, menu dishes from that fish. The lobster is gonna be steamed, and then also a salad, a mix with the seaweed. Lobsters go in, they're gonna steam for about 15 minutes. So the pineapple's gonna go into the curry, I think. Ingredients are prepped, time to start cooking. That fish goes into the oil, just no seasoning on the actual fish, but just a little bit of salt in the oil, she said, so it doesn't stick. But just immediately turning golden, crispy, and you can just see the white flesh of that grouper just popping. Oh man, it's so unbelievably fresh. Okay, that's awesome. I didn't know, I thought it was just gonna be a straight deep fried fish, but she made this whole sauce, amazing. Sizzled down some shallots, caramelized them with some oil, then added water, added soy sauce, dark soy sauce, a little bit palm sugar to thicken that sauce, and then the deep fried fish goes back in to create a glaze over the fish. Oh man, that smells incredible with those shallots, the fragrance. And now she's just bathing it in that sauce, that liquid, that glaze. Oh man, sizzle it in that glaze, pull it out, more crispy shallot. Oh, she added a few chopped chilies in as well, and then some more crispy shallots on top. That smells incredible. Okay, my mouth is watering, but we have a few more dishes to make. The curry paste, the sour curry paste with turmeric is dissolved in water with shrimp paste. Then they added in some sour tamarind juice and seeds and the pulp, a little bit of palm sugar, And then, oh yeah, the sliced up pineapple. And finally, the pieces of fish that they're using for the curry came from the collar, the neck, the collar of the fish, which when he was chopping up the fish, he said, that's one of the best parts. Oh man, that gangsum smells incredible. And then the next dish is the boiled. So for the luộc chim, it just gets, it's just in boiling water. They said make sure the water boils so that it doesn't taste fishy. And then they add samun prai, which are herbs. There's kaffir lime leaf, lemongrass, and galangal, which just quickly get boiled before the fish. But I think in Thailand, this is one of the purest ways to eat fish. And as she boiled it, maybe just for about a minute just to cook it, but it should be just completely, it should be perfectly cooked, not overly cooked. And as she takes that out, you can just see the texture of it, the firmness of that fresh fish. Oh, that's gonna be good. Next up for the namjum seafood, a seafood sauce that's gonna go with everything. That's gonna go with the lobsters, the fish, garlic chilies. There's gonna be fish sauce, probably some palm sugar, and lime juice. Now the final dish is gonna be the yam, the salad made with seaweed. And what a meal. What a location underneath the palm trees, the breeze. We're on the end of the cape, so there's a continual breeze here too. And perfect to sit outside. The seafood sauce and the aunties making the food were so funny. They were hilarious. They warmed up after a little while. They were taste testing, they were balancing. They were asking me how I liked it, and I told them spicy and sour, less sweet. So they even made the sauces and the dishes according to the way I like it. But they were cool. I think actually the dish I'm most, despite the lobsters in the center, the dish I'm most excited to try is just the simple boiled fish, because that is the true taste of the fish, nothing added, the freshness. Okay, fish. And what a plate of fish. Again, just straight up boiled slices of fish with lemongrass, just with a little bit of fragrance to take away any kind of a fishy taste, they said. Wow, look at these pieces. Look at the firm, meaty texture of that. Oh, wow. Now that is what you call fresh fish. Oh man, that's just the pure taste of the fish, and that texture, that firmness, that meatiness. Oh, that's extraordinary. Oh, it's so good. Just no kind of a fishy taste to it. It's so neutral tasting. Wow, that's good. Really good. And again, there's almost nothing to this dish. It's just, it relies upon fresh fish. Okay, we gotta have one more piece with the sauce though, before moving on. And again, that seafood sauce includes garlic, chilies, fish sauce, a little bit of palm sugar, and lime juice. Oh, that's like a fish chip. What a dip. Okay, and as good as the fish is on its own with that seafood sauce, the punch of the garlic, the spice, the acidity from the lime juice. That is awesomely good. Okay, to the lobsters. And just grab this guy right here. And they're not huge lobsters, but I like this size. You can see the meat on the inside. They're like really huge shrimp. And again, ultra fresh. Pop off that body there. Oh wow. Oh, that's juicy. You can feel the juiciness of it. Oh, and it's gonna be sweet. Oh, look at that meat on the inside. Oh, and probably some tamale and head butter juices coming from the top there. Pop this open. Uncle just scissor cut it. But they're not that big, but that's quite a lot of meat in the tail. That's solid meat. All right. Oh, wow. Again, that is so firm. And like, oh yeah, it's sweet. Wow. That is awesome. Again, extremely fresh. And again, with some of the seafood, it will be even better. Some of the seafood sauce. Perfect. Works like just like a spoon, perfect for dipping. Wow. Again, it's the simplicity, but the freshness. Okay, and next up for the fried fish, which then they made this amazing sauce. It's so fragrant from the shallots. A little bit of chilies in there, a little bit of palm sugar in the sauce as well. It's really fragrant though. And that fish is just blooming, it's popping. I want to get some of those shallots. This has, I think this has to be eaten with rice. Yeah, when you put your spoon down on that fish, it just flakes apart, the meatiness of it. Oh wow, that's awesome too. And the sauce is not overpowering. It's like a glaze, a little bit salty, not too salty, a little bit sweet, not too sweet. The fragrance of the shallots, which she sizzled down. And again, you know when a fish is so firm and so fresh, it almost has this kind of like rubberiness between your teeth? That is exactly what you feel. Good. For me, this is one meal where the fish outdoes the lobster. Okay, the lobster is still awesome, but that fish, wow. Okay, the gangsum. Again, with the collar, it does look almost like red meat. That is so thick, it's so firm. And then with pineapple, with curry paste, as you can see the chilies just blooming in there. Let me just taste that curry first. Yes. Oh, you really taste lemongrass in that gangsum. And then they added tamarind, they added a little bit of palm sugar, they added, oh, it's the sweetness also coming from the pineapple. And then I can't wait to try this collar, fish collar. The collar, that bounciness, wow. Oh, the thickness of that. Wow, it's almost, you almost have to bite it like a drumstick. Okay, okay, fish collar curry. It's a totally different texture from the body. It's a little more silky. It's a little more melt in your mouth, but just as firm and just as kind of squeaky. Oh, that's what it is. When fish is so fresh like this and so firm, it squeaks. You can actually feel the squeak and kind of hear the squeak in your teeth. That is squeaky. Okay, and then finally for the seaweed. And I think what you do is you kind of mix some of it on your plate with that carrot somtam that she made. I'll take some of the seaweed. That salad includes dried shrimp, peanuts. She added jicama, carrots, and tomatoes in there. All together in that dressing that's kind of like a pounded dressing for that seaweed. Yeah. Again, I think it's the texture of the seaweed that makes all the difference. That little pop, like caviar, in your mouth. The taste, the salinity, the taste of the salt water, combined with that salad, which is sweet and sour, garlicky, chilies, and all the different crunches and different textures from the vegetables. And this fried fish is kind of the unexpected winner as well. It's extraordinary. That flavor, those shallots, and again the freshness. And she cooked it perfectly actually. Like it's just not overcooked. It's firm, it's juicy, it's silky, it's squeaky. Yeah, that flavor is just addictive. That balance of salty, sweet, shalloty. Okay, and again, it really was all about the grouper and the freshness of that fish, the firmness, the quality. Oh, that was absolutely superb. And I don't think we even ate a quarter of the fish, but we gave the rest of the fish to the community, so none of it is going to waste. And that was just, oh man, just simple but delicious. Again, the freshness is what shines. And I want to say a big thank you to the Laem Sak Community for arranging this for us and for taking us to then buy the fish, to get the fish from the fisherman. A food experience, a seafood experience. I am happy, I am full. This is where we're gonna end the video for today, so I wanna say a big thank you to you for watching this video. Please remember to give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment below, I'd love to hear from you, and if you're not already subscribed, click subscribe now and also click the little bell icon. That way you'll immediately get notified of the next food video that I publish. Thanks again for watching. Goodbye from Krabi, southern Thailand, and I'll see you on the next video.